Hello crafty friends, today we're going to be making these index cards with a little specimen window. There's plenty of journaling space on the back and they are perfect for your junk journal. I'm making 6 in total. You'll have to watch till the end of the video to see what I'm going to do with them. There could be a little surprise in store for you. I'm going to start by laminating my little flower stickers. These are transparent flower stickers that I purchased off AliExpress. If you don't have a laminator, you can just use 2 pieces of acetate, and if you don't have transparent flower stickers, that's fine too. You can use anything. You can use stamps or any other kind of sticker in between some acetate or cellophane to get the same effect. I'm going to be using blank index cards. The one side is white and the other side has got lines. For every card I make, I will be using 2 cards. So I'll be decorating one side with the lines and one side that is plain for each index card. It might sound a little confusing, but you'll see soon why. I'm using my Holtz Oxide ink sprays for this, but you don't have to use ink. You can use watered down acrylics or even watercolor. I just drop a few drops of the ink onto the cards and then I spray with water from a spray bottle, and I just allow the color to move around and I dry between each application. I'm going to be adding quite a few layers of different tones and colors. I will put a list of products in the description below. I dry well between each color application. This avoids the colors mixing too much and becoming muddy. You can work as many color layers as you want. I'm doing quite a few, but you can just do one color if you like. I like the tone and depth from adding different layers, and I've tried to keep with the theme of the flowers that I'm putting in. They've got a little bit of the green from the stems and then some purple, white and yellow. So I'll add a little bit of purple near the end just to enhance that color and to balance it out with the flower. And I'm just adding a few different greens. I'm adding it in just certain spots, as you can see, letting it run into each other. Some of the colors blend, some don't. I just let the patterns form on their own. Each one is unique and very different. I don't have purple ink in a liquid form, so I just have the little pad which I press onto my acrylic block, add a bit of water, and then you can use it like paint. I just splatter on a little bit and then I spray the water and let that take the color. It's very small droplets, so the color won't spread far. It just gives it a bit of a pop of color. I put my flower stickers near my background. I want to just check that the colors are coordinating and matching, and now I'm going to create the other 4 cards. I'm doing them with the same colors and the same technique. So what I'm going to do for this part of the video, I'm going to speed it up a little bit more so it goes through a little bit faster. I didn't want to delete this whole section as it was a repeat because I wanted you to see how the colors are created and how the patterns are made. I think it's quite fascinating to see how different each one is. So to avoid boring you to death with putting it in this kind of speed, I'm going to speed it up slightly so we can get to the next step a little quicker. Once all the cards are dry, the cards that are going to be the front of my index card, I'm adding some gesso with my finger. I'm going over the whiter areas just to enhance the white, to add a bit more contrast, and it gives it a bit more of a misty look, so it softens some of the edges. I really love the final effect after I've added the gesso. If you happen to add a little bit too much gesso, you can just take a baby wipe and wipe that down while it's still wet. I'm now going to add the little hole that's going to be my specimen window. I'm using my 1.5 inch round punch. If you don't have a round punch like this, you can use any other shape punch you have, or you could also cut the hole freehand. I have a video on how to make specimen cards where you're cutting the window out. I will put the link of that video in the description below if you'd like to have a look at that. You can see in the video I'm pausing a bit. I'm just thinking about whether this window is actually going to work. I had forgotten that the way the punch is built, I can't go too deep into the index card. It's got to be near the edge, and I was wondering if it was going to work. But once I tried it out and I did put the flower through, I did see it actually would work out just fine. I'm now putting my front and my back cards together and punching the hole so that they match up when I stick them together. A lot of pausing happening in this video and this section as I sit and think about certain things before I go ahead with them. Here I'm just adding a little bit of glue at the top and the bottom just to keep the cards aligned so that when I punch the hole they don't move and that they match up perfectly. Do keep the little circles that are being punched out. We will use those for another project in the future. I'm now going to add the flowers that I laminated earlier. I'm just cutting them roughly to separate them. It doesn't have to be perfect because only a certain section of the flower is going to be sticking out, and we're going to be cutting the rest off. I'm using double-sided tape on the inside between the two cards to adhere the laminated sheets to the cards. Now you can see why we have a front and the back for each one, so that we can actually cover the back part of the laminated flower and there's space for journaling. Trim off the excess that's sticking out between the cards. Do the same for each one, positioning it where you think it's best and where the best part is shining through the little window. Another important part, which I've learned previously through trial and error, is to adhere the card around the window. Let me explain. There is space all the way around the window that can pop up if it's not adhered down to the laminate. So wherever you can, as close as you can to the window edge, on the bottom and on the top of the laminated sheet, put double-sided tape and press it down so that the window seals closed around the opening. I hope that makes sense. Once I've finished securing all my flowers, I'm going to stitch around each card with some black thread. I'm running it under my sewing machine with the plain running stitch. I'm going to add little tabs to make them like proper index cards. I'm just trying a few different things to see what will suit, and finally I decide on this piece of dictionary paper. I like that it is a vintagey color with some darker tones, and the black writing contrasts well with my black thread. I cut the pieces down to size. I'm not very precise with my cutting. I do just tear them. I like the rough edges. So I just make the 6, and then I'm going to run these under my sewing machine as well. I'm going to run the sewing machine a couple of times up and down with some zigzag and some plain. I think the additional stitching just adds to the charm of the card. I also decided to leave some of these sewing threads a little bit longer. I'm using this black ink and an old date stamp just to put a little date stamp in the corner of each card. At the beginning of the video, I said that if you watched until the end, you would find out what I'd be doing with these 6 cards. I will be keeping 1 card for myself for reference, but the other 5 I'll be giving away to you, if you want them, that is. If you're interested to receive one of these cards, please comment below, and then I will randomly select 5 people from the comments and you will receive one of these cards. You can be anywhere in the world. I will post internationally. Just note that I am posting from Australia, so postage may take a little bit longer. Do come back and check on this video on Monday the 22nd of March. That's when I will announce the 5 names of who will receive these. I will write the names in the top of the description of this video. I don't have any way of contacting you. I will tag you in the comments if you have been selected, but please be sure to come back and check. A good way to do that is to subscribe to my channel and also hit the little notification bell so you're notified when new content is available. And it's a good reminder to come back to my channel to check this video if you're a winner. I've added a small piece of purple washi tape, and then I wanted some kind of numbering, and the only one I could find was some numbers on these raffle tickets. So I've just cut out the little numbers that I like, and I'm just sticking those over the purple washi tape with the hot glue. I really hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to create your own index cards with a little specimen window. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the time you take to watch my videos, to like and to comment and to share. I'll see you again soon. Bye.